Neighborhood coffee shop? Yup, they're that too. A nationally recognized top-tier brunch spot. Waffle weekends, baby. And the place to grab a gift for literally any occasion. Everybody loves chocolate. See for yourself at The Chocolate Season, 40th and Old Cheney, or order ahead online at thechocolateseason.com.
This is Rick Heyman, president of Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I'm inviting you to stop by any of our 3 great locations to see why we have been voted best of for decades. We're a 4-generation jewelry company that refuses to compromise on quality or service. If you're in the market for anything for anyone special, nothing, and I mean nothing, says it better than Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Sartor Heyman Jewelers since 1905 in Lincoln and Grand Island.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, expecting increasing cloud cover as the day wears on. It'll be breezy too. We'll see a high of around 68. Tonight we'll see a slight chance of showers. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies are expected with a low of around 31. And tomorrow, sunshine returns. We'll see an afternoon high of around 52. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland.
Strickland for 3! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Strick and Austin?
Austin and Strick. Austin and Strick.
It's On the Block.
You are the man, but it doesn't matter because you're on the block.
Yes, sir.
You made it. You're on the corner of, 1040?
11th and O, northwest corner.
Yeah, right there on 11th and O. You're on the block. That's where you are. We appreciate you guys for joining in today. Austin Orrin and I are just glad to be back because obviously it is Wednesday when Austin is not here. It's me and Nick Sainert on Wednesdays 2 to 4, but you've got Austin and I on, guess what day it is, Austin?
Thirsty Thursday.
Always appreciative to have you guys join us. Austin, tell me something good, man.
Well, you know what tomorrow is?
Oh, yeah, Mary Ellen's.
Friday.
Mary Ellen's
Not just
Friday.
Down south. Here.
Right here.
1040 O Street.
You don't have to go all the way down to 27th and Pine Lake. You have to just come right down here to 11th and O. Right here. Get you a cup of Joe's meal. Get you some wine. Whatever you want. You can also have a pastry, but at the end of the day, save the pastry because you're going to want to leave room for Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul that's going to be able to ease and quench the thirst of your soul. Start off on Thirsty Thursday, though, but it'll carry over tomorrow.
You know, we get the party started early. We're pre-gaming Mary Ellen's.
Absolutely.
That'll be part of old school, but this is On the Block. We'll be with you till 4 here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. A couple quick segments here, Strick. We'll talk some Nebraska basketball. Huskers 4-0 for the first time under Fred Hoiberg.
Wow.
That's an accomplishment. Kind of crazy it took this long, but better late than never.
08 or was it 8?
Something like that, yeah.
I think it's like 08 or something like that. It's been a long time.
It has.
Since
so
the 4-0 start.
That's an accomplishment for this team. They're off to a great start. So 4-0 is a number that stands out to me. But you mentioned as we were crossing it over that there were some numbers that stood out to you with this Nebraska basketball team.
Yeah. So here's the thing. This team had been in the top 20 as far as offensive rebounding. They only had 9. That was a worry coming into this game because they're very active. They'll attack. They continue to do it. They don't stop. But the fact that Nebraska not only beat them in the offensive rebounding category, but they demolished them as well with 45-28. That's phenomenal in itself. This is why you have the game that you have because the defense has continued to be stifling. You know, having them to shoot under 40%, that's been a while since they've had the consistency that they had. They're ranked in the top. In the Big Ten, they're the leaders as far as defensive efficiency. 52 was the points that they've allowed a game, which is, you know, tops. I mean, in the Big Ten as well as one of the tops in the country. And this team only had 63. But here's the thing. This number continues to stick out to me, Austin. 19 assists.
Mm.
So you have 13, 15, 15, 18, and 19 assists. That means they're finding each other, they're looking for each other, and they're willing to make the extra one to get a better one. And even though they're not shooting that great, I mean, they started off terrible. I mean, they were shooting in the low 30s in the first half of this game. Actually, no, I'm wrong. They ended up shooting because they made a couple of buckets. They were in the 30s and they ended up shooting 45%. Sorry about that. But 3 for 17 from 3, 18%. End up second half 5 for 9, 56. Made it least respectable, but shooting over 45% from the field. Free throws still need to get better though. So that's an area that they want to make sure they improve on because of the fact of you get into Big Ten play, late games, teams making runs. You want to be able to secure those with free throws.
Rinkmast making the 3 at the end of the first half, and then first possession of the second half, bangs another one home. That was big. Bryce Williams goes 2 of 3. I'm less worried about the free throws this year than I was last year. Nebraska, like you said, only 10 of 17. To me, that's a mental thing. Keisei Tominaga's not going to go over 3 at the line, and Juwan Gary's not going to go 1 of 4 many times.
Yeah, that is crazy to see. But I noticed something with Keisei in that, right? One of the things that Keisei's doing, and sometimes he does this on his shot. I used to do it too. You know, you feel so good about your stroke, you have that pull string. You know what I'm talking about? Yep. You know, if you're watching on the stream, you would understand what I'm saying. But you actually, when you shoot it, you pull your hand back. And instead of just shooting it with a follow through and allowing it, because in free throws, you want to allow the ball to just get over the rim. That's always the touch that you want. So you want to follow it through and just let it float over the rim for your makes. But when you pull the string, sometimes you get those back enders and those in and outers because it's just not the touch. It comes off a little bit harder with that pull string.
Right. You just kind of snap it. It recoils, you know, kind of like a rubber band snapping instead of the smoothness. So that's not something I'm too worried about. Keisei knows.
No.
He'll get it figured out. I still think he's pressing just a little bit, but last night was definitely better than it was the first night. We need to sneak in an extra break, so we'll do that here. We'll wrap up our thoughts with Nebraska basketball. Luke, I see you on the text line as well. I will certainly give you my thoughts on the Champions Classic. And then we'll talk plenty of Nebraska and Wisconsin football, especially the big picture. 2 first-year coaches, 2 programs in transition. That'll be the big focus of hour 2. He's Stricky. I'm Austin. This is On the Block. We'll be back in a moment.
The most anticipated rock holiday tradition returns. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert. November 16th, Pinnacle Bank Arena. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. A legendary blend of rock, classical, and holiday music for the entire family. Don't miss Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert. The Ghosts of Christmas Eve.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Stars face off against the Des Moines Buccaneers. It's the Buccaneers' first visit to the capital city since being swept in the first round of the Clark Cup playoffs last April. Don't miss out on an exciting Friday night of Stars hockey. Purchase your tickets today by heading to LincolnStars.com.
This is Rick Heyman, president of Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I'm inviting you to stop by any of our 3 great locations to see why we have been voted best of for decades. We're a 4-generation jewelry company that refuses to compromise on quality or service. If you're in the market for anything for anyone special, nothing, and I mean nothing, says it better than Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Sartor Heyman Jewelers since 1905 in Lincoln and Grand Island.
Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness specialize in getting rid of people's pain quickly and permanently. For 31 years, they've been extremely successful with advanced techniques in pain relief using spinal adjustments and decompression, detoxification, diet and lifestyle modification, and more. They are fully equipped to handle the most seasonal athlete, weekend warrior, car accidents, strains, sprains, and more. Is there anywhere you're experiencing pain on your body, or are you fighting decreased energy and depression? Consult Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness first at 402-476-8619.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone, and here with me is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know the new Honda sales are going really good right now at Honda of Lincoln, and with that, a lot of fresh trade-ins are coming in. Can you tell our listeners about your pre-owned selection?
I'm happy to, Charlie. Like you said, with new Honda sales going very good, we have a lot of fresh trade-ins coming in daily, and not just Hondas. We have just about every maker model you can imagine, with over 100 pre-owned and certified pre-owned to choose from, and prices starting at just $5,900.
Wow, what about financing?
We have financing as low as 3.29% APR on certified Accords and CRV.
Thanks again, Andy. People love the selection and great service at Honda of Lincoln. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today, with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with 4 Lincoln locations, but now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
On the Block, rolling right along on a beautiful Thirsty Thursday. It was a little windy before. It looks like it's died down.
You know what I'm on.
Is that coffee or is there something Thirsty Thursday-ish?
I am on the Mill Works.
Fair enough. We love it. Stop by 1040 O Street, get you all some Mill. Let's wrap up Nebraska basketball with this year's streak. A couple final thoughts that I had. Points per possession for Nebraska.
Yeah.
Despite the clunky first half, they score 36 points. They put up over 40 in the second half, 1.2 points per possession. Nebraska's highest mark this year. So far, if Nebraska were to maintain that over the whole season, that's a top 20 offense. I don't think Nebraska's a top 20 offense. Can this team be a top 50 in the country?
Like I said, if they continue to get the shots that they're getting, now obviously the defense is going to get better. Mm-hmm. The defenses that they're going to face are going to get better. I think the great test for them is going to be Saturday against Oregon State. Now, no one says that Oregon State's a perennial powerhouse but it's a Power 5 program out of the Pac-12. They're used to playing. They're gonna bring it. So you just can't just show up.
No.
But that's going to be a great test for them, especially in preparation as they continue to trudge along. And Duquesne's going to also be a test for them. I think those tests, as far as being able to maintain the speed, Ryder showed that some of that pressure, the speeding up of those shots, caused them to have a bad shooting night. I think that team played pretty good defense. I like that the person that they had on him, Okoyun, on Casey, helped Casey because he was a hound. He was not going to let Casey get any space. But that's when then Casey and Mass were able to find those backdoor cuts. Then you saw another great work where this is what I love about Mass. And somebody on here said that Mass is not that kid's got a very good cerebral game. I mean, listen, he plays international ball too. So when you say he doesn't translate, y'all blow my mind with that. You know, that he's very cerebral. So there was a play where he ends up with the ball. Now, the play called for, and I don't know their intricacies of their offense, but I can just decipher it because that's just the way I play. And it called for Bryce Williams for a handoff. Rink says he's trailing. I could see it. I saw it all developing. Rink says he's trailing.
Bryce's defender is trailing?
Bryce's defender is trailing. He forgoes Bryce. Like, he doesn't even make Bryce think he's going to get the ball. And in a way of the lifting up of the ball, told Bryce, keep going. And Bryce read it, continued on, and then Rink finds him on a dump off for the dunk. That's the type of stuff that if they continue to just play off of each other, cut, move with an understanding that there's going to be potentially something there. You even saw Alec make a great play. He bounced it, but had Bryce Williams not got held, he could have gotten to that ball. So that's what I like about this team is just they're starting to develop a continuity of understanding the strengths of guys, what teams are doing. And that's what you need is cerebral players when you're dealing with read, cut, react type of offense that Fred Hoiberg likes to run.
Again, veteran group, mature group that played plenty of basketball, that knows how to read stuff like that. You mentioned the 19 assists. Nebraska's going to get 25 assists in a game here sooner than later. I see it coming.
I can see it.
One other number that stands out to me, Strick, is turnovers, though. 14.
Yeah.
They turned it over on 20% of their possessions. They get, 69 total possessions. They turned it over on 14 of them.
And at least 5 of them are stupid.
That was going to be my question.
Okay.
How concerned are you about the number of turnovers? Nebraska's been at double digits or close. 10, one every 4 minutes or so, one every segment. Seems high, but you can get away with it if you're turning the other team over. But it just seems like if Nebraska cuts out those 3 to 5 stupid turnovers a game and you can limit them to single digits, that opens up 5 more shots for someone. It opens up an opportunity to get to the free throw line. And it's not like there's one culprit, right? It's if each guy makes one better play, Nebraska's down 5 turnovers.
There's no doubt. And look at where the difference is in that, right? It's in the possessions. This is the importance of possessions. They've got to understand, and I've got to believe that Coach Hoiberg and the staff are breaking this down in film because Stony Brook had 66 possessions. Nebraska had 60. Nebraska out-rebounded them by 3 on the offensive side and totally dominated on the defensive side, meaning you should be winning the possession battle.
Yeah.
But it's because you're turning the ball over. That's where the difference is. So your defense is saving you because your defense is playing well enough in order to get the stops that you need, even though you're not getting the possessions to make up the difference from what you're giving to them. But you're only giving it to them because you're turning the ball over. So like you said, you can minimize their possessions, continue to be staunch in your defense, and then take advantage of them with the cutting and going to the free throw line, but then you've got to step your free throw. So if you implement those things and let them work coincidingly, then you'll have a pretty good offense that you can work from in the Big Ten.
Not give out runouts so that 63 points might drop down to 55 by the end of the night, and that just makes things that much easier for your offense. To go to break, I want to go to Luke's text on the Starter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685, asking about the Champions Classic. So I didn't get to watch Duke Michigan State live. I didn't get to watch my boys. Went back and watched the game, though. Just a quick thought on each team. Duke hasn't played his best game yet. Not shooting that well. The freshmen are still figuring it out. Tyrese Proctor hasn't had linear development. I think there's a jump in him yet. Kyle Filipowski's a monster. I think Duke's fine. Michigan State's not going to shoot it this poorly all year. They're not. They came into the game shooting like 16% from three, or they finished that game shooting like 8 of 50 from three on the season.
Yeah.
That team's going to be closer to 40 by the end of the year. I still like Michigan State to win the Big Ten because of the guards. I don't trust Purdue's guards. I think Sissoko's solid. Kansas, obviously the story with their win over Kentucky. Hunter Dickinson's 27 and 21, but Kentucky was down all 3 of their 7-footers.
Yeah.
So Dickinson won't go nuts like that against Kentucky if they meet again. I think Calipari made some interesting rotation decisions, didn't play the hot hand, played the guys that were highly touted coming in. Kind of felt like a business decision from him, but they looked modern. They shot 33s for like the 3rd time in Cal's career, shot him at a pretty high clip. Rob Dillingham was fun. Reed Shepherd looks like fun. I think people were low on Kentucky coming into the year. That team's going to be dangerous, Stricky.
Well, that's the thing. But like you said, business decision. It's going to come down to that towards the end and what guys' mentalities are. Is it really about us being here, or is it about the next level for me? And that's what's really been the issue with Kentucky for quite a while is that part of it. It's not the dominating factor. It's how can I improve my stock in order to make this next jump. And so it just depends on if Calipari is able to, like you're saying, not make a business decision, but just go with a winning combination. You know what I mean? That's like having a combination to the safe that's got hundreds of thousands of dollars in it. You need the money because you want to invest in something for the next phase of your life, and you don't use the combination. Yeah, the money's there. You don't use the combination. You just freaking just say, oh, well, it's just not working.
Yeah.
And you just go in a different direction.
But why?
And leave the money. So, yeah, it just depends on if Kentucky's going to leave the money in the safe.
I think Cal's going to get this group to play together. I really do. This feels like one of those good Cal teams. By the end of the year, it wouldn't shock me if Kansas is the worst team in the Champions Classic. Maybe I'm hating on Kansas. Maybe I'm not a believer. They're good right now. They're old. They're experienced. They'll be solid. Michigan State hasn't played its best. Duke hasn't played its best. And I think Kentucky's only getting better. So
I think, man, at some point, we're going to need to start looking at the Big Ten and really start breaking that down and have just a close, in-depth look as to matchups and where teams are and is there an improvement there? Like, there's something that we'll get into definitely with the Michigan and the football game that's coming up with Wisconsin. That's something that I definitely want to have a conversation about the difference and the contrast of the mentalities of those teams, which I had that discussion with Evan Bland.
There you go. Stay tuned for that. I think after Thanksgiving, we can really reassess these Big Ten teams after they get some of those high major games in. So we'll have that discussion. But we are going to talk plenty of Nebraska-Wisconsin football. Both teams are 5-5. How did they get here? And then next hour is going to be big picture. Who feels better about their program right now? Nebraska fans or Wisconsin fans? Let us know your thoughts. 402-464-5685. Quick break, quick segment. Then at 2:45, we'll be playing the shootout. So don't go anywhere. On the Block continues next.
Allo is turning 20 this year, and we plan to celebrate all year long. Since 2003, Allo has vowed to put customers first and deliver a drastically different experience. No matter where you live, work, or play, we believe you deserve an affordable, secure, and reliable connection. We're proud to have served our businesses and residents with seriously fast fiber optic service for 2 decades. Thank you for trusting Allo as your local internet, phone, and TV provider. Follow us on social media to know about the 20th anniversary celebration in all our Allo communities.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
House. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com. Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite tailored light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, expecting increasing cloud cover as the day wears on. It'll be breezy too. We'll see a high of around 68. Tonight we'll see a slight chance of showers. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies are expected with a low around 31. And tomorrow, sunshine returns. We'll see an afternoon high of around 52. I'm meteorologist Kyle Puckett for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness specialize in getting rid of people's pain quickly and permanently. For 31 years, they've been extremely successful with advanced techniques in pain relief using spinal adjustments and decompression, detoxification, diet and lifestyle modification, and more. They are fully equipped to handle the most seasonal athlete, weekend warrior, car accidents, strains, sprains, and more. Is there anywhere you're experiencing pain on your body, or are you fighting decreased energy and depression? Consult Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness first at 402-476-8619.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Haviland. This week's special through November 21st is buy one, get one free on 4-ounce filet mignons. And bring on the holiday cheers with 15% off all wine, beer, and spirits. Plus, don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Stop by The Still tonight for free Cabernet Sauvignon tasting from 5 to 8 p.m. No catch, no purchase required. Come by this evening from 5 to 8 p.m. at The Still, just south of 78th and Highway 2 for a free Cabernet Sauvignon wine tasting.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're here on the block, Austin Norman and Erick Strickland with you. This show brought to you, of course, by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. They'll be here in the building at 11th and O tomorrow from 11 to 1. If you don't have lunch plans, now you do. If you did have lunch plans, well, change them. Yeah, Mary Ellen's coming here to The Ticket. Stop by, say hi, shake our hand. That'll be before our show, so we'll be out there mixing and mingling with the rest of you. So please do say hi. We'd love to put some names to faces, faces to names, and vice versa. Again, 11 to 1, Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul here in the building. As we get ready for Nebraska, Wisconsin. Strick, both Nebraska and Wisconsin are sitting at 5-5, and we'll talk more big picture as we get into hour number 2 of the show. But Wisconsin and Maryland are in kind of similar spots. Now, Wisconsin lost a non-conference game to Washington State, but just like Maryland, Wisconsin goes into the Nebraska game on a losing streak. Only 3 in a row for the Badgers. But once again, there's a team looking at Nebraska as an opportunity to get right. And this time, Wisconsin has Nebraska at home.
Well, there's a lot of things to consider when you look at this matchup between the two, right? This is the 17th time that they'll face, the 8th time at Camp Randall, where to Wisconsin, being that they're at home, they got to feel pretty good about it. They have a 12-4 edge, and they've actually won 9 straight.
9.
Let me say that again. They've actually won 9 straight games against the Huskers. So they've got to be feeling confident that this is an opportunity with the same record to be able to punch their ticket. And so what's at stake here, right? Both teams we know are sitting 1 game away from eligibility. Wisconsin is looking at it from a standpoint of they've been to a bowl game 22 straight seasons.
Woo.
The only team that has longer active bowl streaks than them is Georgia and Oklahoma. So if you're them, you're the coaching staff, you're a fresh new staff to Wisconsin, you're still kind of reeling. Now, here's the thing that Evan Bland shared with me of what some of the stuff he's hearing and where the contrast of the camps coming into this game, and he thinks the Huskers have an opportunity again to take advantage of it. He says Nebraska is coming from a standpoint of still being confident in who they are, their identity, and their character. There's no infighting. They understand kind of where they are and how they've lost the games and what they need to do better, but they feel still good about themselves as a whole. On the other hand, word out of in Madison is Wisconsin is kind of reeling. A lot of questioning, a lot of wondering, a lot of not sure of themselves and who they are and all. So there's a little bit of contrast there. Now, obviously, Braylon Allen had been injured, came back, but he's the strength of who they are. Now, that's the key to this matchup. Nebraska's solid foundation on the defensive side, especially in the run game, and Wisconsin's running game. Who's going to win out? Now, Nebraska is only allowing 79.6 rushing yards per game. That's 2.69 yards per carry. And they're ranked 4th amongst all football subdivision teams in both categories. Now, you got to figure that that's what Wisconsin is going to try to do. Establish, dominate, be physical. Because if they can win that battle, they feel that they can win that game.
They sure do, except they also have fallback options. Tanner Mordecai is back, the transfer quarterback.
Yeah.
Luke Fickell brought a couple transfer wide receivers. I mean, plenty of guys from Cincinnati. But Will Pauling had a really good game last time out against Northwestern, which at least really good in terms of the stats, right? It's hard to say Wisconsin, anyone had a really good game in a game that Wisconsin scores first and last, but not in between, in a 24-10 loss to Northwestern, who did just name David Braun their full-time head coach. They did remove the interim tag. But, Strick, I think you can even mention that identity thing as it relates to Northwestern and as it relates to Minnesota. I don't think Iowa's going to undergo some big identity change, even with Brian Ferentz leaving after this year.
Right.
Northwestern's identity hasn't changed as a football team, even though Pat Fitzgerald left. Even with the quarterback changeover, Minnesota still knows what it is.
Yes.
And that's who Wisconsin finishes the year out with.
Yeah.
So for Wisconsin to have that stable base of 22 straight bowl games, to be the program in flux right now, trying to figure out who it is, that's why I think Wisconsin and Nebraska both made the right move in getting rid of their previous head coaches before these new teams came in to try to give themselves at least a year to get a foundation built. But we'll talk about this more in 3 o'clock. Who's doing a better job building that foundation? Think about that. Text line you as well. You can let us know, 402-464-5685. Whose foundation are you more comfortable in, Wisconsin's or Nebraska's? We'll get to that. That's going to be the big focus of our 3 o'clock hour. But we got the shootout to play. 402-464-5685. It's 4 questions for Erick Strickland. It's 4 questions for you. If you beat him, you get $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. If not, the champ's in the building. We'll see if he's here. We'll see if the champ's around when we get back for the shootout after this.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
What do you think of when you hear the chocolate season? Artisan chocolates? Of course, they have the best chocolates this side of the Atlantic. Friendly neighborhood coffee shop? Yup, they're that too. A nationally recognized top-tier brunch spot. Waffle weekends, baby. And the place to grab a gift for literally any occasion? Everybody loves chocolate. See for yourself at The Chocolate Season, 40th and Old Cheney, or order ahead online at thechocolateseason.com.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627. Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite Tailored Light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
Vershawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big Brandt.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Great Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
This is Jeff Essing, owner of Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping and host of Fitness Fanatics. Over the years, we've helped countless of people gain strength, lose fat, build confidence, and change their lives. And it all starts with the Farrell's 10-week challenge. Now is the best time to enroll during the Black Friday sale. You can join the January 10-week challenge for half price. That's 10 weeks of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching for 50% off. Head to theticketfm.com and click on the banner on the homepage to enroll today. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, powered by Sunbelt Rentals. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador, Select Plumbing, Jimmy John's, Lincoln Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Fleet Feet, Yours Cheese Spread on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Stop by The Still tonight for free Cabernet Sauvignon tasting from 5 to 8 p.m. No catch, no purchase required. Come by this evening from 5 to 8 p.m. at The Still, just south of 78th and Highway 2, for a free Cabernet Sauvignon wine tasting.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Erick Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game!
That's right. It is the Shootout with Strick. We play it at 2:45 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings. Here
Yeah,
in Lincoln.
Notorious
Appreciate
B.I.B.
that.
I'm going after it, baby. I'm trying to remain with the belt.
You got to keep it.
We need to get a belt, like a 93.7 The Ticket belt.
DP has had some belts floating around at various times here in the past. I'm sure we can get Buffalo Wings and Rings to sponsor a Buffalo Wings and Rings belt.
Right.
That we could
We
proudly
put it in the window, but
proudly
otherwise
display.
I wear it around my belt when I win. Notorious B.I.B., I'm going after it, baby. Let's go.
I believe we have a caller on the line. Caller, what's your name? Who are you?
Kyle.
Kyle, how you doing today?
Pretty good. I'm 1-0 against Strick right now.
Oh, dang. Confident. I love it.
All right, Kyle,
I need
hold
to
on
step
the
up.
line. You'll get your question second. We go to Stricky first. All right. The news of the day, MLB owners unanimously approved the move of the Oakland Athletics to Las Vegas. We're doing Oakland A's trivia.
Oh, gosh.
Stricky, your round starts in 3, 2, and 1. He hit the most home runs of any player as an Athletic, Mark McGwire or Reggie Jackson?
McGuire.
It is McGwire. He recorded the most career saves of any player as an Athletic, Raleigh Fingers or Dennis Eckersley?
Eckersley.
Yep, this former Athletic manager holds 3 career MLB records, Christy Mathewson or Connie Mack?
Connie.
Yep, and he pitched a perfect game on Mother's Day for the Athletics in 2010.
Dave Stewart.
Dave Stewart? Not the answer.
Dang it!
His name did start with D. Dallas Braden had the Mother's Day perfecto back in 2010.
Dang it.
3, Stricky. You were very confident in those. Look at you go. Did you Google Kyle on this one?
I didn't. Did not. I actually
Stricky just knows things?
I know a little bit, you know, a little bit.
I didn't know very many of those.
All right, Kyle, you got to get to 2-0 here. You ready for your shot at it?
Yep.
All right, starts here in 3, 2, and 1. He has the highest career slugging percentage of any player as an Athletic, Jimmy Fox or Jose Canseco?
Jimmy Fox.
Yep. He drew the most intentional walks of any player as an athletic. Reggie Jackson or Jason Giambi?
Jason Giambi.
It's Reggie Jackson. He was the A's manager the last time they made the playoffs. Tony La Russa or Bob Melvin?
Bob Melvin.
Yep, and he was the lone all-star from the Athletics this past season.
10, 9.
Don't know that one.
Kyle, you need a guess. You need it for the win. Throw a name out.
I don't know. I don't know any of these players.
No.
It's 1-1, Kyle. The answer, Brent Rooker. Spent some time with the Padres, the Royals the year before. Had a great first half, named to the All-Star team. Kyle, a valiant effort. Thanks for playing.
Thank you.
Okay, Kyle is 1-1. Stricky, you get revenge.
Yo.
You did it.
Yo. Stricky. Way to go, Stricky. That's what you do when you go to the Big Red Brunch. You get inspired by legends and people who are champions. And I come down here and win the championship belt. Let's go.
All right, we're going to give the stricken away then to texter number 4 with the correct answer to the tiebreaker question. The number 4, significant because the Athletics franchise has now been in 4 cities: Philadelphia, Kansas City, Oakland, and soon to be Las Vegas. So texter 4.
Wait, pause. We need to have a quick discussion, Austin. Quick.
Okay.
Why is everybody going to Vegas?
That's my question. Like, I've never been, but Vegas just feels overrated to me.
Listen, at first it was taboo. It was like you just don't touch it. Now all of a sudden everybody wants to jump into Vegas. What is it? Is it UFC that just kind of took it to the next level? I'm trying to understand, because UNLV ain't been good in a while, so it ain't that. I don't know. I Sauter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. Is it Deion Sanders about the money? You remember he had that song? See, y'all probably that could have been a good question. What was the name of that song? Something about the money. It must be the money. Yeah, I think what's his name? MC Hammer made that song for him. That's crazy. But anyway, I don't know. That just popped in my head, Austin.
All right, so texter 4 will get the $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. How many games under 500 did the Oakland Athletics finish last season?
Under 500.
How many games under 500 did the Oakland Athletics
35.
finish last season? Okay, 35 is Stricky's answer. Over or under, let us know. 402-464-5685. That is the Sauter Heyman text line. Kyle called in on the Honda of Lincoln hotline. Texter 4 with the right answer, over or under. $30 to Buffalo Wings is yours, and we'll have more on the block when we get back.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Jeff Essing, owner of Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping and host of Fitness Fanatics. Over the years, we've helped countless of people gain strength, lose fat, build confidence, and change their lives. And it all starts with the Farrell's 10-week challenge. Now is the best time to enroll during the Black Friday sale. You can join the January 10-week challenge for half price. That's 10 weeks of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching for 50% off. Head to theticketfm.com and click on the banner on the homepage to enroll today. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers?
Check.
Chips?
Check.
Icy cold beer?
Check. Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico,
relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
At Koppel Chevrolet GMC, we are thankful for so many things this year, starting with our great employees, a generous community, our military personnel, and most importantly, our loyal customer base that continues to drive that money-saving mile of Louisville. Hi, this is Sean Callahan, and on behalf of everybody at Koppel, we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving and safe travels to wherever they may take you. Happy holidays from Koppel Chevrolet GMC.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, expecting increasing cloud cover as the day wears on. It'll be breezy too. We'll see a high of around 68. Tonight we'll see a slight chance of showers. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies are expected with a low around 31. And tomorrow, sunshine returns. We'll see an afternoon high of around 52. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is On the Block with Strickland Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strickland Austin.
Hour 2 on the block comes your way here from 1040 O Street, northwest corner of 11th and L. I'm Austin Norman. He's Erick Strickland. We are with you for the next hour and change here because we're setting the table for Thirsty Thursday and also Old School. Mostly Thirsty Thursday.
Yeah.
But as much as we love Thirsty Thursday,
I'm sipping today.
You should be.
Yeah.
You've been working hard putting the work in on those calls for Husker basketball.
Yeah.
You earned it.
I actually went home and I did have me a glass and I actually slept like a baby last night. I didn't go to my normal.
Like a Glenn Big Baby Davis.
Oh,
we'll get into that later.
Talk about that. I actually went home and I'm watching this show. It just happened to be on Netflix and it's called The Slasher or something like that. And I just kind of fell into a zone trying to figure this out in my head, who the slasher is, why is he doing what he's doing, so forth and so on. I'm in the second season of it. So, yeah, tonight is going to be just a good old night. Kevin Meyer is always fun to come in here, pop, fizz, fizz. What is he going to bring us today? That's what
I
I'm
don't
looking
know,
forward to.
but I'm excited to find out.
Yeah.
I know what Charles is bringing tomorrow, though.
I sure do. And I will be all for it. I'm looking this time. Look, last time they had the catfish nuggets, and they were gone before I could even tap in. I'm not letting that happen this time. I'm being very
You gotta be
stingy.
first in line.
I'm corralling. I'm setting screens. I'm corralling. I'm hounding the offensive players, which is y'all, going for the catfish. I'm putting my best defensive effort out during this game to make sure the catfish nuggets do not leave the building without me having some of them.
They're not leaving the container without Stricky tapping in.
Yeah, it's
no
a
way.
must. Hope them yams come too. Ooh.
Again,
Boy.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 27th and Pine Lake here in Lincoln. But tomorrow they will be here with us, again, northwest corner of 11th and O, from 11 to 1. So stop by, get yourself a big heaping plate of Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. And hey, say hi to Stricky and Austin, too. We love the people. We love the blockheads. Would love to meet you. See you again if you've met us before. So again, come down tomorrow from 11 to 1. That's before our show. We got time to kick it and chill with y'all out there. 402-464-5685 is the number if you want to get into the show, either on the Honda of Lincoln hotline, or we go to the Sartor Heyman text line to give away the Stricken. We do have a winner who answered the question correctly, texter number 4. The question was, how many games under 500 did the Oakland Athletics finish last season? Stricky, you guessed how many games?
35.
Almost double it. 62 games under 500 for the Oakland Athletics last year. They go 50 and 112.
Ugh. That's like every time you walk into a stadium, you take a minimum of 2 to 3 L's. Every time.
Every time.
And get back on the plane and just sulk to the next destination. Listen, it's no fun. And I can honestly say one of the most miserable seasons of my time was playing in Vancouver, when it was like every time we hit the road, it was just a matter of how much are we going to lose by. Yeah, it's not fun when you have to deal with that. Yeah.
So yeah, got lost in the text line here. Elisa's dad, you are the winner. Stop by the station in the next 30 days to pick up your $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Text line, don't worry, we want your involvement here over the next hour as well. We're talking Huskers and we're talking Wisconsin. Strick, we led into this discussion a little bit at the top of the hour, but both Nebraska and Wisconsin sit at 5-5 right now. Wisconsin, you were out on before the year. You said, hey, why are we crowning them kings of the West? New coach, big stylistic adjustments, and here Wisconsin is stuck in the middle with everyone else. Take your victory lap. What did you see? Are you seeing it now?
Well, one, I knew how difficult it would be. Two, you have some high-level recruits that probably made a vacated. And then I wasn't very high on Mordecai anyway. So when I looked at those, I know the hardest thing to do is to hit in the quarterback market. When you don't hit in the quarterback market and you miss in college football, it's truly a detriment to your team. Like, no one actually said that DJ was a miss for Clemson. It's just that maybe the situation and the fit wasn't for him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So sometimes it's not even that the quarterback is not good. It's just the fact that maybe the situation or the working with the OC or, the scheme is not a fit. But when you miss, and I didn't never think Mordecai was a guy, especially with the types of quarterbacks he's had, Luke Fickell's had in his career, especially when he was at Cincinnati, So that's why I felt the way I felt.
And that was just the stuff we could see from the outside. What we didn't see coming was an injury to Ches Malusi, the second string running back who got hurt very early on in the year. So he's out. Jalen Berger had transferred out to Michigan State previously. And then Braylon Allen gets hurt. Yeah. He's dealing with a left lower leg injury. Hasn't really been specified what it is. We know what he can do. He's put up numbers on Nebraska in the past. Matt Rule was impressed with his size, said he's a good young man as well. But between the injuries, between all the turnover, even the defense has been good. It's been a top 30 defense, but Wisconsin's used to be in top 10, top 5. Jim Leonhard not being around, I think, has hurt this team. I do wonder too, Strick. We talk about the human element all the time. I'm sure plenty of guys are bought in, excited about this new coaching staff. It's just an issue of getting that chemistry with the schemes and getting it to buy in to, actually working out the field. But I wonder how many guys are still skeptical. Man, I loved playing for Coach Jim Leonhard.
Oh, yeah.
He was really good at what he did. He connected with me. He put us in good spots. They're just not vibing with the new defensive coordinator. It's a different scheme than they were recruited to. I wonder how much of those lingering emotions there still are in this locker room.
Yeah, great question. And it's one that we won't really have the answer to, but we will be able to observe who wants it more during this game. I mean, this is really a game, a testament of wills. Who's going to want it more when it comes down to, and when I say want it more, it's not necessarily about just the heart aspect of going out but it's about the execution of how much are you willing to study film? How much are you willing to understand the game plan? How much do you know that if you see formation shifts or if you see any type of defensive package that pops up, that you can recognize it on the drop of a dime, adjust in your mind what is going to be open or what's going to develop in this situation, or where is this blitz coming from, or where is is it a mic, is it an end, is it a corner, and you're able to pick that up. So even if you're running an RPO or you're running some form of an option or whatever the case may be, you know where it's going to be, you know where it's going to develop, you know where it's going to happen, and we're going to see. This game is going to tell it. It's going to tell it. It's going to, because this is where they both are.
With a lot of those preseason prognostications saying Wisconsin was going to be a factor in the Big Ten West, they still are because everyone is at this point, but Wisconsin definitely didn't run away with the West. OG Les Lancaster brings this up. It's a significant step back for Wisconsin, fighting for that 23rd straight bowl appearance, like you noted last hour. And most of those bowls have been with no fewer than 8 wins. A lot of them with 9, some with 10, even an 11 here and there sprinkled in for Wisconsin in the not too recent past. I wonder just how big a step back Wisconsin fans were prepared for and how they feel. If you told Wisconsin they would still be, looking for bowl eligibility in games 11 and potentially 12, I don't know how many fans would be happy with that. You lose a game to Washington State, who might be better than we thought they were going to be at the start of the year. Okay, that happens. They beat you last year. Maybe they just have your number. Maybe they figured you out. But, Strick, you lose back-to-back games to Indiana in Northwestern.
Yeah.
It's one thing if that was to start conference play, but you're in the middle of conference play and you're losing to Indiana in Northwestern.
Not in good way, too.
Not in good ways. And you heard the post-game comments from the players and Luke Fickell. There's some real soul-searching going on for Wisconsin right now.
Yep, and that's exactly one of the things that Evan Bland, if you missed it, you can go on and check out the podcast on all podcasting platforms, on the block 2 to 4. You can check that out. But that's what he said. He said there's some soul searching. And when you're in soul searching mode, there's either bounce back or there's, fall into the hole deeper, right? Nebraska has to put them and fall into the hole deeper. I mean, it's no different in the basketball side of things that don't play down to your competition. Freaking beat the brakes off of them. Go sit down, rest, heal, whatever you need to do. But one of the things that we do know is we also know that we don't know, as William Durazo says, do we have a quarterback? We do have a quarterback. We just don't know which quarterback is going to start this game. It's probably not, we're not going to probably know until game day. That's kind of where they are right now. We don't know who it's going to be. They probably have a little bit more insight as to who they're looking at it being, but we don't know. And so that's one of the things about that. But he says Wisconsin is going to run on us the way that we should be running it. I don't disagree with that. I will say this, Austin, I want you to answer too. I still believe that on the OC side of things, there has to be a lot of misdirections. We don't run enough misdirection stuff. Everything is straight line. We don't even run great counters.
No.
If you're going to line up in the I formation, if you're going to go with big 2 tight ends, a couple receivers, an X and a Y, and you you're basically, oh, no, I'm sorry, a Z and an X, and a Z and a Y. I think the X is a tight end. You go with that, and you freaking go straight line to the strong side or to the weak side or whatever, to the boundary side. Why not run counters? Pull guards. Nebraska has had great success when they do that, or they wham block where they kind of take a tight end in motion a little bit and they block down, and then all of a sudden there's a kick out from the top. They've had great success with that stuff, and we don't see enough of it. And I have to agree with him on that. I think we need to run it, but I think we need to show them linebackers a little something different with their eyes so that they're just not downhill on us, even from the safety perspective.
Absolutely. The line for Nebraska isn't beefy enough, isn't explosive enough to just run straight at people. It's a pretty athletic line, though. You have some guys that can move. So yes, there are more moving parts when you're pulling some of those blocks that you're talking about, but it might almost play to these guys' strength. It seems like they can handle it mentally. I think we've had fewer whiffs from Nebraska's offensive line over the last month and a half or two, especially with a young group, this current group that hasn't played many snaps together at all, for a position group that needs continuity typically to thrive. So you can do creative things with the blocking while still making it simple for your running backs. Anthony Grant has probably played his way out of favor. He's probably the backup right now. Emmett Johnson's young, right? Yeah. He's the starting running back, I presume, moving forward. What is he comfortable with? What can he do? He's okay between the tackles, but at 5'11", 190, he's not going to hold up to that very long.
Yeah. I actually like the way Fleeks ran.
Fleeks was solid.
I like the way he ran.
He's a little sturdier, a little thicker, but I still think best used on the edge. That's where I think Nebraska's advantage can be. You can keep it simple without just going dive, 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 dive. You can get creative with how you run between the tackles to open up a wider lane so you don't get hit behind the line of scrimmage. You can use your speed advantage on linebackers, on option routes, or just on swing passes, which we saw more of for Nebraska against Maryland, but that wasn't the team to do it against, I don't think, because Maryland's fast. I don't think Wisconsin's as fast as Nebraska. Wisconsin's defense, I don't think, is as fast as Nebraska's running backs can be. There are ways to be simple yet creative.
No doubt. And that's all I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. It's very bland. There's no creativity. We saw that they took advantage on a couple of instances of the linebackers on angle routes or option routes out of the backfield and had some success. You just don't see enough of it. I really think that Nebraska, with the quarterback situation that they have, and I'm gonna keep watching for this and pushing with this discussion, Austin. And it's this: look for the matchups. If that's with the tight end, if that's with the receivers, if that's with the slot, find out throughout this with their defensive lineup scheme, whether it's 4-3, 3-4, whatever their scheme is, find out on any given situation where the matchup is, even if you have to look to the freaking side and get them to help you and freaking go after that. I'm saying with a 2-route combination between the matchups that you look at favorable, even if you have to motion it to the other side to get it, do that. And that gives a limited perspective with those guys, because then you're 1 route, 2 route, or running back route run, or running back try to run, throw it out of bounds, but limit their options, because I don't think they can read more than 2 options right now out of the quarterback position.
Sometimes they can't read more than 0 options, which is part of the problem. But there's got to be more in there than what we've seen on a consistent basis. I do wonder, Strick, if some of the reason we don't see more motion from Nebraska is because they do so much huddling and they don't break the huddle with a lot of time. The point of the huddle is to make sure everyone's on the same page, to keep your play call away, keep them guessing a little bit longer. But at the same time, what if you still huddle, you sprint out to your position, you get lined up, you get ready, and then you read those cues. You take advantage, then you send that guy in motion. I think that's something to watch. So, William, I think we're with you on Nebraska needs to run it more. I'm going to push back on your next comment. He says, double up on option runs from the I, get a freaking fullback going too. Nebraska has not been good out of the I formation.
Yeah.
The occasional option hit in the 2 long passes are all they've had. When Nebraska tries to run it traditionally out of the I formation, it doesn't go well. I expected more out of Janarin Bonner this year. I haven't seen a
Mhm.
lot from him. Barrett Liebentritt is okay. He hasn't moved the needle for me. So I think Nebraska can get more done with more tight ends or by spreading the field out and giving space for running backs. Block on the perimeter and run toward your blocking wide receivers. Use your tight ends here or there. But Strick, you mentioned quarterback, and Rob on the YouTube stream comments as well. Would it be a bigger story if Sims led us to a victory or if Chubba Purdy led us to a victory?
Probably the bigger story would be it would be crazy. Would probably be Sims, just from everything that we've seen thus far. There's nothing that we've seen out of Jeff Sims at this point that would give you any inkling in your mind to think that he would be able to do it at the right now.
Jeff Sims would be a redemption story. Chubba Purdy would be an underdog story.
Yes. So there's two stories to be had there, but I think the bigger one to me would be the Sims.
I think I tend to agree. We still don't know who the starter is. Like you said, it's going to be a game time decision. I said Sims earlier in the week, reading between the lines. I'm thinking it leans Chubba Purdy now. So I'm going to say Chubba Purdy starts for them at Camp Randall. Would not be shocked if Jeff Sims plays some snaps, but you don't want it to be because of injury, right? You want Chubba Purdy to take the reins, But Strick, this is where I think this is important to mention too. Chubba Purdy will have had 2 starts in his Nebraska career. The first one at the Big House against Michigan.
It was ugly.
And the second one, a night game at Camp Randall. Woof.
Yeah. It's potential to be, to me, I still just feel that he's a little antsy. He has just like ants in his pants.
Do you think that's why he checked out of that run to throw it on first down and goal?
It's possible. It's possible. I just think he's got some just quirkiness of uncertainty in his decision making, and I thought he was coming out of it, in this last game, and then all of a sudden we fall back into it. But I think Jeff throws a good ball, way better than Harburg. But his decision making is
sometimes he throws it to Nebraska guys, other times he throws it to opponents.
Yeah. So I'm just hoping that they bank it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest. With Cooper DeJean out, that hurts that defensive side of things.
And special team side of things.
I think you don't want to risk having to put that type of pressure on you.
One game, do or die.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Bank this one now, then make it special by going 7-5 if you can win that Iowa game. But don't let this one get away, man. To be honest, you've let 4 games easy get away. 4.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you just got down there, you're in the red zone as more times. Even if you just kick field goals, you win that game by 6 points.
Minnesota, Michigan State, Maryland. Yeah. Every single one of them.
You let it get away.
And Colorado spiraled.
Yeah. Just after the second quarter, it just late second quarter, it just went downhill. Yep.
I'm glad you brought up the Cooper DeJean injury for Iowa. We'll talk more about that tomorrow as we look at the grand landscape. But it's important to note that with a win over Illinois, Iowa wraps up the West. So other teams are still in the running for now. Iowa needs a win to get the division in hand. A couple things before we go to break, Strick. Thundernut Collins wants to circle back to the offensive line conversation. He says, hold up, is it plausible that Donovan Raiola is still here because he can coach and not because we were trying to get his nephew? I think Donovan Raiola's done a solid job. I think he was learning on the job last year, first time, full-time college position coach, but he's in the NFL for a reason, has the bloodlines, played in college himself. Some of the same guys, not all the same guys as last year. Donovan Raiola, I think, is proving he wasn't the full problem last year, and I think he's done a pretty good job.
Yeah, especially even with a lot of the shuffling. I think one of the good centerpieces that we found is also an important part of what's going on that line is Ben Scott. Mm-hmm. I think just getting them into, any types of shifts. Now, you can get them into the right coverage, the right shifts. If somebody whiffs, that ain't got anything to it. But I still think there are some, in some instances, in the right place. I just saw, like I said, pulling guards pull to air. Right. You got to know based on the setup Okay, if I pull here, if he doesn't blitz, I need to get upfield and find that second level guy. Or if somebody's in the way, I still need to get up because probably it's going to be a cutback if it bounces out. They've got leverage on it. I mean, I'm not even a lineman, but I can process through that in my mind.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think they've gotten better. I'll just say they've gotten better. It's not perfect. I still think they need a couple of, recruits that they're looking at with some dog in them. And I think that'll help it out on the line.
Before the year, if someone told you that Nebraska would have 5 wins entering November, what would your reaction be?
I said 6 and 6, worst 5 and 7. The way I got there was, just I thought it was going to happen early. I wouldn't have thought they'd have a chance to go 7 and 5 right now. I thought best probably 6 and 6. I thought that would be the goal to get to. Just didn't know if they could pull it off. But watching them early on, just disappointing because they gave it away. It's not even that you got your head beat in. You gave it away.
Right.
So
4 times.
Yeah.
Like you said. Text line, comment section, you guys are on fire. Let us know the answer to this question. How do you feel about Nebraska's culture right now? If Wisconsin is still searching for it, trying to find it, trying to band together, how do you feel about where Nebraska's at on that cultural kind of level through 10 games of the Matt Rule era? Let us know, 402-464-5685, or on the YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter streams brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. We'll step aside when we get back. Some breaking news out of Michigan. What's going on with the Wolverines this time? And then we'll turn our attention out west to the Pac-2. Oregon State and Washington State win their challenge, but what does it mean? What does the future hold for those two teams potentially? We will get into that and more as we continue here during On the Block.
At Koppel Chevrolet GMC, we are thankful for so many things this year, starting with our great employees, a generous community, our military personnel, and most importantly, our loyal customer base that continues to drive that money-saving mile of Louisville. Hi, this is Sean Callahan, and on behalf of everybody at Koppel, we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving and safe travels to wherever they may take you. Happy holidays from Koppel Chevrolet GMC.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, expecting increasing cloud cover as the day wears on. It'll be breezy too. We'll see a high of around 68. Tonight we'll see a slight chance of showers. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies are expected with a low around 31. And tomorrow, sunshine returns. We'll see an afternoon high of around 52. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Check out their large variety of tennis shoes and dress shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln, or check out their options online at brownshoefitco.com.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers?
Check.
Chips?
Check.
Icy cold beer?
Check. Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico!
Relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
The holidays are drawing closer, and there's not many things better than getting the gift of relaxation. Not just for yourself, but for anyone in your life. During November, for every service you get at the Body Shop, you get entered into their drawing for a free massage gift certificate equal to your last service. This goes all the way to the week before Christmas, so book your appointments now at thebodyshoplincoln.com and treat yourself and loved ones today. The Body Shop at 48th and A.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Check out their large variety of tennis shoes and dress shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Aetrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln, or check out their options online at brownshoefitco.com.
It's fishing season. Bad actors are trolling your business emails, luring you and your employees to take the bait and steal your private information. Make sure your cybersecurity keeps your business from being the catch of the day. At Hamilton, cybersecurity is our business. We are experts at keeping your network and business information secure and off the hook. Contact Hamilton for a vulnerability assessment today. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
So what's this new concept happening at 1040 O Street? There's 93.7 The Ticket, there's The Mill Coffee and Tea, and there's Grandma's Bake Shop and Beatrice Bakery? Well, yeah, it's all of those things. It's a place for the community to hang out, grab a drink and a bite, and just chill, or work, or meet, or chat, or whatever you want to do. 93.7 The Ticket, The Mill Coffee and Tea, Grandma's Bake Shop and Beatrice Bakery, all together at 1040 O Street.
Stop by The Still tonight for free Cabernet Sauvignon tasting from 5 to 8 p.m. No catch, no purchase required. Come by this evening from 5 to 8 p.m. at The Still, just south of 78th and Highway 2 for a free Cabernet Sauvignon wine tasting.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Strick and Austin back with you. Well, I'm Austin. He's Strick.
Yep.
We're with you here. We're on the block for another half an hour or so. Talking all things college football. Again, if you have Nebraska, Wisconsin thoughts, let us know. 402-464-5685. We'll get to your text here in just a minute, but we do have some news out of the Big Ten. If the sounder works. There we go. Breaking news. Out of the state of Michigan, the Wolverines have dropped their legal challenge of Jim Harbaugh's suspension. So he will serve the 3 games he didn't coach against Penn State. He will not coach against Maryland or Ohio State. Does that tell you anything about what Michigan thinks about these allegations, Strick?
Well, the thing is when you listen to the statement, the Big Ten Conference statement, that was put out. The Big Ten Conference commitment is to student-athlete sportsmanship, and the commissioner's duty is to protect the integrity of competition and will never waver. Today's decision by the University of Nebraska is to withdraw University of Michigan is to withdraw their legal challenge against the conference November 10th notice of disciplinary action is indicative of a high standards and values of the conference and the university that they seek to uphold. The University of Michigan is a valued member of the Big Ten Conference, and the conference will continue to work cooperatively with the university and the NCAA during this process. So in essence, what you're finding is Michigan is taking the high road. And one of the things that we talked about is what the Big Ten Conference is relegating himself to be. And we talked about the Northwestern situation when they were playing against Ohio State, and they, so that's what the Big Ten Conference is trying to stand for as a conference and as a whole. And so Michigan basically is just coming to the realization that it's best to remain with the standard of what the Big Ten is, and that means facing the consequence of the actions that were made.
They had a week to respond, essentially. Do you think they took this long just because they had the time available to them and there's no need to rush it? Or do you think Michigan was looking for avenues to challenge this, looking at the evidence more and more, and then finally said, yeah, something probably happened here. We should probably just lay down and take it?
Well, it's part of the taking accountability of what it is that we needed to do. And I think the delay had to do a lot with possibly not putting the team in any adverse situation, watching how they performed amidst the adversity, seeing the coaching staff on all levels raised to the level. And it became a rallying cry, I think, for them. And I think that's probably the stance that they're going to take in it, is use it as a rallying cry that it's us against the world type of mentality, right? Us against everybody. Everybody's trying to come against us. Everybody doesn't want us to win. So let's go out and show them, who we are, that we are the Wolverines. Look, I've watched Red Dawn. So watching Red Dawn, Wolverines, shoot, I'd be playing that in the locker room if I was them, right?
On repeat.
You know what I mean?
Heck yeah.
Repeat. Wolverines. We just going out against everybody. Everybody's against us. We got to stock up, lock up, and go after it every week.
Speaking of stock up, lock up, go after it every week, everyone's against us. Oregon State and Washington State, the two also-rans, the two little brothers in the Pac-12. They won their court case. They took the Pac-12 to court, essentially, and a judge determined that Oregon State and Washington State are the sole governors of the Pac-12 conference right now. Now, that's being taken to court by Washington is the one that officially filed it, but I think all the other member schools will, to some degree, join in to still have their say in the Pac-12 until they leave middle of next year. I think that'll happen in May or June when these things typically happen. But even with that aside, Strick, the options that are on the table for Oregon State and Washington State, right now it seems like there are exploratory conversations going on with the Mountain West, not for Oregon State and Washington State to become full members of the Mountain West, but to be essentially affiliate members in football. They want to keep that Pac-12 or Pac-2 logo and branding and moniker if they can, and see if they can rebuild it. It's not going to be, absorbing the Mountain West into the Pac-12 logo. The Mountain West would stay the same as it is, except that Oregon State and Washington State would play between 6 to 8, maybe 9 games against Mountain West teams, kind of like Notre Dame does as an affiliate member of the ACC. In other sports, they might join the Mountain West. In other sports, they might join the West Coast Conference or the Big West. But the aspect of this that I'm most curious for your opinion about is, if Oregon State and Washington State start playing a Mountain West schedule, do they walk in from day one and dominate because they have Power 5 resources and talent built up over a couple of years? Or is there still going to be some of that learning curve for, hey, we're in a new conference playing new teams. Hey, San Diego State and Boise State are pretty good too. Do you think Oregon State and Washington State would dominate a Mountain West football conference schedule from day one?
I think it's very, very possible, right? With the success that they have, they've got something to build off of. And in the building off of it, you got something to recruit off of. What are you recruiting for? Domination of the Mountain West that puts us in line to get a football championship playoff position. Your job, if you're those staffs, is to how can we best put our team in position with a tough road ahead of us, being that the conference is dead.
Mm-hmm.
How do we do that? I think that's wise. I think it's wise on all aspects, especially in the football side of things. How can we get ourselves in that 9 to 12 range with the team that we have and the program that we have to get a shot at it? Outside of the Pac-12, outside of the Big 12, let them fight for it. Let's go over here and dominate this. And with the seasons that we have, how can we do it?
The Mountain West as a conference right now, the leaders are Air Force and UNLV. They're both sitting at 5-1 in conference play, 8-2 overall. Fresno State, 8-2 overall, 4-2 in conference. Boise State's 4-2, but just fired its head coach there at 5-5 overall. You also have San Jose State, Wyoming, Utah State, Colorado State, Hawaii, Nevada, and New Mexico. And San Diego State, which did just let Brady Hoke go. But San Diego State's going to be talented. They have basketball on lock. Baseball's been up and down. Nevada has been up before. Hawaii is always funky to play. Utah State is a bowl team pretty much every year. Wyoming is tough. San Jose State, we'll see. But Boise's a team that's been around the block for a while.
Mm-hmm.
They have just as much football history, if not more, as Oregon State and Washington State. In transition, yes, but that's a football place. Fresno is usually pretty frisky. UNLV's on the up and up, and Air Force, it's got to be one service academy. Air Force plays that unique style of option football. So
what do you have to recruit for then, Austin?
For which schools?
If you're them. If you're them coming in, right? Because Pullman's not a fun place to be. And
no,
neither
Corvallis?
Is, what I'm
not
saying?
So much.
There is not. So tell me.
What you have to recruit for is like you're saying, but you don't have the benefit of a conference championship because you're not able to participate in the Mountain West's conference championship. But the NCAA is also, or the College Football Playoff Committee is also making a rule that says conferences have to have at least 8 teams to hold a conference championship game. So you can't just play winner of Oregon State, Washington State. Hey, there's our Pac-12 champion. You get your auto berth. You're fighting for, like you said, I think spots 9 to 12. It would take a miracle season for those teams to get in the top 4, even in the top 8, because they don't have the national cachet of Notre Dame to play a Big Ten team or two, play an ACC schedule, play a Florida State or a USC, a Navy, a team like that every year. Teams aren't going to want to play Washington State and Oregon State. They want to play Notre Dame. So it's going to be so difficult for Washington State and Oregon State to get those home and home series against those big name teams because there's so much risk and so little reward for the current Power 5. Well, it would be Power 4 teams to go play them. So if I'm Oregon State and Washington State, I'm doing the best I can to use my Power 5 level resources. But my approach to scheduling, my approach to attracting talent is completely a mid-major approach, an underdog, a Cinderella approach.
There it is. Oh, that's the way I see it too.
A couple things then before we go to break. On Michigan, 3581 says Michigan doesn't want more to be found out. They're just protecting themselves. Here's the thing. More's going to come out anyways. Michigan doesn't necessarily have a say in what gets out and what doesn't. The NCAA is investigating this. I think the Big Ten was looking into it at some point. So it's not up to Michigan what gets found out and what doesn't. 6785 says, so they got caught. Big Ten said take the suspension, otherwise it could get worse. 3 games isn't much. It's like a slap on the wrist or having to buy a cheeseburger. It's really not much. And it all goes back to who knows what and who do you decide to punish. I still don't like the idea of Michigan being eligible for the conference championship game. I think I would have held that team out of that. They can still play their regular season. They still have bowl opportunities available to them. But I get that you don't want to punish the players, right? If they're still working hard for the conference championship game and earning it, you don't want to punish them. You still want to, just punish the coach, the ringleader, the guy that was most responsible. And here's this too, Strick. Someone I think missed this news a while back. 6901 says, what are Stanford and Cal doing? Well, funny you ask. Stanford and Cal, along with SMU, they are ACC members. Stanford and Cal, members of the Atlantic Coast Conference. It was tough enough for them in the Pac-12. It is not going to be easier flying across the country every week.
No, not at all. That's a difficult pull. If I'm them, I probably would have tried to make an Oregon State, Washington State, move like they did, similar, right? Stick together. That group of four could have stuck together and
strengthen numbers
in that situation. I mean, yes, I can understand the move for them being in an academic sense, right? Because you got Duke out there, North Carolina out there, you've got
Carolina doesn't
Georgia
count. They take
Tech out
classes.
there.
They take fake classes.
That's true though. But you definitely got Georgia Tech out there.
Virginia solid.
Tech. So yeah, I understood it from that move, from that standpoint. But boy, oh boy, traveling out there now. Listen, they're gonna be very good in volleyball and the other sports,
Olympic sports,
softball and those other areas. Now my question would be, because I think those programs, if I'm correct, they may even have men's volleyball possibly.
I think so.
So it could be an expanded thing where the ACC looks to expand into a men's side of that, being that's an attractive sport to some people, men's volleyball. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, man. But I know that's going to be tough travel wise. They got money, but good gosh, do they have money like that? I think Stanford does. I don't know if Cal has the kind of cachet that they have, but Berkeley does got some money because it's in that they call it the Silicon Valley. Yeah, it's in that Silicon Valley mode. So yeah.
Stanford and Cal will at least get some money from the ACC, but SMU is taking a 0% share.
Yeah, they got
like
a lot
the first
of money.
7 years.
They got big money. They got that George Bush type money.
There you go. We'll wrap the segment up with this. We got left for Stricky. Eric and Lincoln said, Strick, listened to you on Big Ten Plus last night. Great job.
Thanks, man. Thanks, E.
From Eric to
Are
Eric.
you just saying that because we share the same name?
There's no K
I appreciate
on his
it,
name,
man.
so.
I really enjoyed it this year. It's been good. I got one more game left. I'm not doing the one at the Pentagon, but it's my birthday time coming up, bro. So I'll be out of pocket.
The way you're supposed to be on your birthday.
Yeah.
Big 5-0.
Big 5-0, man.
Looking forward to it. We are also looking forward to a crossover.
Big 3-0. Yeah.
There he is.
There he is.
He's pointing. Crossover. Old school. Next.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers?
Check.
Chips?
Check.
Icy cold beer?
Check. Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico,
relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores. Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that Potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com. SelectPlumbing.com.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
This is Jeff Essing, owner of Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping and host of Fitness Fanatics. Over the years, we've helped countless of people gain strength, lose fat, build confidence, and change their lives. And it all starts with the Farrell's 10-week challenge. Now is the best time to enroll during the Black Friday sale. You can join the January 10-week challenge for half price. That's 10 weeks of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching for 50% off. Head to theticketfm.com and click on the banner on the homepage to enroll today. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Living life to its fullest is just a free consultation away. If you're living with symptoms that you can't shake, then bring your low energy, brain fog, belly fat, grumpiness, muscle loss, and low libido to Limitless Male. We have the expertise to get rid of your symptoms. This is what Limitless Male does all day, every day. You won't find another men's clinic like Limitless Male. We know what you're going through. We know how to fix it. Schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
It's fishing season. Bad actors are trolling your business emails, luring you and your employees to take the bait and steal your private information. Make sure your cybersecurity keeps your business from being the catch of the day. At Hamilton, cybersecurity is our business. We are experts at keeping your network and business information secure and off the hook. Contact Hamilton for a vulnerability assessment today. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and Decorators composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance and to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online to deckcityne.com.
Vershawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big Brandt.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Ready to make this season unforgettable? Celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union's low-rate debt consolidation loan. Combine all those bills into one affordable monthly payment with quick access to funds. Imagine all the extra cash for holiday shopping sprees, festive parties, or that well-deserved vacation. Stop by any of their branches or visit LibertyFirstCU.com to find out more about their low-rate debt consolidation loan. Make this holiday season one to remember and celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Tanner's Bar and Grill, Vinny Creekat, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That's right. We're here on the block. One final segment. Austin Norman, Erick Strickland with you, joined now by Jay Foreman. What up, Jay?
What's happening, fellas? What up, Jay? It's nice outside, man.
It is
Still,
nice. It don't look
we
nice.
We gotta take
outside.
advantage of this, bro.
Yeah. Well, you only got about another hour.
It's about the shift.
No, it's gonna get dark out.
Oh well, I'm just saying, man. You know, you saw what they did at the mill. Got the outside seating now.
Yeah.
Go out there, get you a cup of Joe, get you a glass of wine, sit out there,
and
chop
when
it
it's
up.
cold, you can still take that hot coffee out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of dope, man. I like that. They got furniture out there now. So if you ever come by, you know, right here on 11th and O, hey, man, you can sit outside, get your computer out, and, you know, have you a cup of Joe. Now, don't even get it twisted. You can have you a brew. You know what I'm saying? Brew a glass of wine because it's Thirsty Thursday. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, this is
This
is the weekly Strick holiday. The Erick Strickland holiday is Thursday about 4 p.m. when Kevin Meyer comes in.
Man, I get excited.
Yeah, I don't think anybody can tell.
I was glad to be on the stage with you today, Jay Foreman. I know you kind of left a little bit early, but I was glad to see you up there doing your thizzle.
Yeah, it's always good, man. It's always
It's a
good
good crew of guys up there, too.
Yeah,
man.
it was a good mix of guys. And, you know, I think a good thing about it is some of the championship years were foundation maybe been laid, you know, before that. You know, Nick Saban says you become a champion before you're officially crowned a champion. That means you got to operate as such, and then you have a.
That's a true statement.
Yeah, so it's good. 95. I'm biased. I think 95. The 1995 Huskers team is the best team of all time. If it's not, it's the no lower than 3. And we didn't realize it while we were playing, but it's good to recognize it while we're a little bit grayer and older.
No doubt about it.
And it's probably better to recognize it that way. Because if you guys were smelling yourself after 94, 95 might not happen.
Well, what was dope too is, right, you got to hear the story like of Abdul Muhammad, right, who had the talent to play in different places. Like if the styles that they are now, like he was ahead of his time because he was shifty like that, like, and had speed like that, that to come to see something more about Nebraska coming out of California, out of the hood of Compton, and decide to come to Nebraska in spite of the fact of knowing that you're not going to see. I was a little bit different. I was looking at it from the standpoint, I'm going on the defensive side with like Jay Foreman them. Because I'm like, I ain't going to catch balls. But that's what he did. He was that good. And he decided, I'm still just going to go over there because I'm going to provide winning plays. And the way I thought about it was, I'm blocking downfield, and to feel those guys go by me, you know, that I made a key block. You know, like that's a mentality, Jay. That's that mentality you're talking about.
It's that, you know, extremely selfless. He was a good leader. A great competitor, and, you know, saw things probably beyond, you know, the instant gratification type of mindset. And then he was a big part of that team and a big part of Nebraska winning. And he's tough as nails, and he could do everything that any player could do right now just before his times, as far as, you know, being appreciated. And obviously the offense was a lot different, but he definitely was a big factor and came up with some big plays too.
Yeah. Awesome.
We were talking a little bit about culture. I know it's a buzzword. It's hard to quantify, but Wisconsin seems like there is.
Pause. Let's do station real quick, because I know we're going to get deep with Jay, and I don't want to.
Hey, Austin. My man loves to just
pause, man.
Don't he?
Pause.
Don't he? And then it depends on the day, Austin. He comes with a little bit more swag. It's usually, hey, pause, can we take it? That's a Monday, Tuesday. He knows when it's Thirsty Thursday. He just is stop in the name of love, pause.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey, Austin, he looked like he was directing traffic. Stop. Come on over here.
Stop
in the name of love.
Yeah.
Before. No, I'm just playing. Let's go.
You know you're on TV doing that.
Am I?
Yeah, you're on TV doing that.
Shoot.
It'd be a meme or whatever it's called.
We got the pause.
Yeah.
We got the who's he pointing at?
Yeah, he got the whole thing. It's the strict one, man. So I know you were gonna ask me about Wisconsin and culture and, you know, where you sit. You know, I think, look, you could have said, you know, people were saying the same thing about Michigan State. I think the best thing Nebraska could do is take the lessons of the last 2 weeks of never underestimate your opponent. Obviously, you didn't underestimate Maryland, but maybe you thought Michigan State was like just a accident waiting to happen, or they were just going to roll over. And take what you learned and go up there more focused and say, listen, yeah, they might have some inner turmoil, but we don't want to be the team that lets them turn it around that kind of makes the end of their season good. You want to keep pounding them and beat them down. So, look, they got their problems. We got things that we got to handle. You can probably say their problems a little bit more different, just because I think that if you ask the people to take a look at both teams and the situations, even though they both have new coaches, who would probably be in a better position at this point in the season, everybody would say Wisconsin. You have an NFL running back. You brought in like 5 quarterbacks, and 2 of them had really, more than 2 years of starting experience. Always going to have an offensive line. And you kind of figure, look, Jim Leonard, that the fabric of good defense and
the
stuff,
covered stock.
And they got 2 really good linebackers. They got 2 really good safeties. Probably got a good corner, and always going to have an offense or active defensive line. So you figure Wisconsin would be in a little bit better position than Nebraska, but they're not. So you're 5-5. Bill Parcells always said you are what your record says you are. Now you can always argue or debate how you got there, because if you have a plethora of injuries like we have, can you really say you're a true 5-5? But ultimately, you are where you're at. And I said this after the game, even though it was extremely disappointing, obviously losing to Maryland, is that this team right here, because when you get it's funny, is like they're shooting themselves in the foot, but they're close. It's like this is a team that really pushed through, because I think they have some real internal fortitude to get over that hump to 6. So it'd be nothing better to go up to Camp Randall and beat them prime time. A lot of eyes on both programs, but particularly all I care about is Nebraska. Go up there and score 1 more point than them, and that'd be a huge victory.
I think some of this ties into narratives that get developed too, where Nebraska comes into the league, gets boat raced by Wisconsin to start it off. You win the squeaker at home, then you get boat raced again in the Big Ten championship game. Jonathan Taylor runs all over you. They win by 20. But you have the 23-21 game or 23-20 game, 23-17 game in 2016. You lose by a touchdown in 2021. And then last year, you have that game won. There's no reason Nebraska shouldn't have won that game. So even though the narrative is Wisconsin has owned this series, dominated Nebraska, it's kind of like the same thing with Iowa, where, there were a couple blowouts, but these games have generally been closer than I think people give them credit for.
Right.
And I'll loop that into the whole Big Ten picture, with Wisconsin losing to Indiana, to Northwestern, who just elevated their head coach to the full-time position, to Michigan State still being bowl eligible at this point. It's still Big Ten football. You still got to bring it every week. And I think sometimes fans on the outside will get that narrative early in the year and still say, oh, it's Northwestern. There's no way they beat Wisconsin. Look what they actually have. Look at how they're actually playing, not what you predetermined before the year.
Yeah, you don't get wins and losses by, the emblem on the side of your helmet, so that days are over. And especially in the Big Ten West, whether you want to compare it to the East or not, it's a lot of parity going on. So you got to bring it every week. And that's the great thing about it. But that's the hard thing about it. There's no week off. And so every conference and every division goes through this, right? It'll be, you always expect Ohio State and Michigan to be over there. Well, when it was the East, but then the other ones, like when Rutgers isn't playing well, say Maryland was trying to figure it out, and then say Penn State was in a down year. It's the same thing over there if you just minus the top 2 big dogs. So really, Nebraska can't worry about anything else besides Wisconsin. They can't worry about the narrative of the Big Ten West is easy. Your record should be so-and-so. The 100% focus should be getting on that plane, going up there, handling your business, and coming back, and then figure out what you're going to do come, the next game or the next day in practice. And so that singular focus is key, especially in this time, because you have a lot of people that might get more downtime. They can start to kind of, take your focus off of what you need to do. And if you stay focused, you never know what play that is or what situation that is that you actually continue to stay in the fight. That could be a game changing, opportunity. And it could be as simple of us 3 as linebackers perfecting a check, a call, a play route concept that's a 3rd down stop in the middle of the 3rd quarter that nobody to the naked eye is talking about. but allowed to a big punt return, even a series after the series that the offense really gets it. So there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
And, I think they'll do well.
If the three of us are playing linebacker, you're the Mike. Which one of us is the same in the will?
Oh, well,
Strick's
Strick's a big dude, so he would be the Sam.
Okay.
You're the Will because you're like the wiry running hit. You're like Shaq Leonard.
Okay.
Sure. He's like who would Strick be in this day and time? You'd be more like Micah Parsons.
Oh, don't give him that.
That's
going straight up here, Jay.
I know.
Come on, you know better.
That's a fact.
Move around,
come off the edge, go up the middle, take on the,
Yeah, I can see Strick. I mean, that's the size. What you're thinking of. I mean, Micah Parsons is about that size. Sam linebackers generally are you're at the tight end side. You're going to be bigger. So, yeah.
Yeah, you too little, my boy.
That's why I didn't play football. I know.
A lot of running for you.
I think Austin be one of those wiry defenders. You think you're getting outside and he just plastic man you back, man.
It was crazy, Jay, man. Before we get out of here and let old school take over, we had this guy that was a nose tackle. His name was Scott. What was Scott's last name? Anyway, if you're a Bellevue West guy, and remember Scott, he was maybe 170 nose guard, like 180, 175, thin, looks like Austin. He's out there with a big old helmet on, but he was like one of them wiry dudes, right?
Yeah.
And he was so quick off the snap
right,
that he was able to beat centers and guard double teams or anything he was little.
Right.
And he freaking would win the matchup and dang near get sacks. I couldn't believe that we got away with that. When a guy
listen, I always tell about Tony White last year had a 5'10", I don't want to disrespect him, 5'10", 5'11", 265-pound nose guard, and he was putting in work.
Yeah.
I mean, he was busting up and through there. So, his quickness, his leverage, his technique, and also if you got that want to, and that's a factor that you can't measure.
6496 said, I would be Rudy.
Yeah, I can see that. I think you're a better athlete than Rudy, though.
Appreciate that.
We wouldn't have you walk on and clean our jocks, and then the whole team decides we'll walk off the field if we don't get you in there.
It'd be Northwestern if reviews. Oh, let me stop.
Hey, now.
Let me stop.
You didn't went too far.
No, I'm just saying, But anyway.
Thirsty Thursday, what else on Old School?
We'll probably jump into a little bit of Jim Harbaugh. I'm going to probably just kind of give you, now it's over. Now you know that there isn't anything more. We'll do Thursday Night Football, and we'll do a little bit more in the Huskers.
I need to know what you thinking on Thursday Night Football. I might have some picks.
Huskers in Wisconsin. Picks. Yeah, we got to get into it. But first up,
Baltimore tonight.
Yeah,
big one.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a physical game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be a game that you need to want to see. But next we have Kevin Meyer, Thirsty Thursday, aka
he in the building.
Erick Strickland holiday during the week.
I'm the champ, so I'm drinking.
He's the champ. He's drinking. Old School. Next.
Stop by The Still tonight for free Cabernet Sauvignon tasting from 5 to 8 p.m. No catch, no purchase required. Come by this evening from 5 to 8 p.m. at The Still, just south of 78th and Highway 2, for a free Cabernet Sauvignon wine tasting.
Living life to its fullest is just a free consultation away. If you're living with symptoms that you can't shake, then bring your low energy, brain fog, belly fat, grumpiness, muscle loss, and low libido to Limitless Male. We have the expertise to get rid of your symptoms. This is what Limitless Male does all day, every day. You won't find another men's clinic like Limitless Male. We know what you're going through. We know how to fix it. Schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and Decorators composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance and to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online to deckcityne.com.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and